Hi, Ratik.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, so tell me about yourself.
My name is Whitehatjr and I'm studying Pushpalata Vidya Mandir in Tirunelveli,
Okay,
Tamil Nadu.
okay,
I like to do painting, drawing,
okay, okay.
and I like to play cricket.
All right, nice. So, which class are you studying? Which grade are you in?
I'm studying in 8th standard.
Eighth grade. Okay. So, what is your favorite subject?
GK
GK. Okay. So, why do you want to learn to code, Ratik? So, what do you want to do through coding?
to create apps, animation.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you will do that. So have you learned any basics in coding before, or is this the first time for you?
And I learned Scratch
Mm-hmm.
that I
Okay.
learned.
Some block coding.
Uh,
Some block coding in
yes,
Scratch.
Scratch.
Okay. All right. All right. So have you heard about any programming language names? Coding language names?
Python,
Yeah.
Java,
Yeah.
and HTML.
Yes. Yes.
These three I know.
Okay. So there are so many programming languages, like the names you told, JavaScript, C, C++. There are numerous languages. So every language, it will have its own end purposes. Okay, it will be used for specific purposes. So the language that you're going to use in this course, it's going to be JavaScript. Okay, so you're going to use JavaScript language to create some games. So I will show you a list of games now. You can play them. We can discuss about the different objects in those games, and then we can start by coding for a simple game today. Okay, all right. So can you share your screen just below my video? You will see share screen option. Click on that, and yeah. On the right side, you see a list of student activities.
Yes.
Take student activity one. Okay. So move your use your arrow keys, left or right arrow. Yeah, and press space now. Maybe that will start the game. Or click on it. Yeah. Okay. So do you understand this game?
Yes.
Alright. So if you're done, you come to the main tab. Come to Whitehatjr main tab and go for second activity. What are the different objects you see in this game?
Sky,
Yeah. Okay.
cactus, dinosaur.
Okay. Right. So there are some clouds, cactus plants, and dinosaur. Yes.
Yes.
So have you played this game, Ritik,
Yes.
previously? And you see the score, right? How is the score getting counted on what basis?
When we are moving, how much distance?
Yes. So it depends on distance or time. So it's all about the survival time. Okay. This game, it's an infinite runner game, right? It keeps running as long as you're escaping from the obstacles, right? Okay. So this is one of the games that you will learn. Now you go for activity four, Pong game. Okay. So try to play this game. Just read the text which is there in the middle.
Press space to serve.
Yeah. Press space key to serve the ball. Okay. So you will be see there are two paddles here, right? You will be
Yes.
able to control one paddle. Yeah. So you got the game right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to be starting to create this game only today, this ping pong game. Okay. So before we start coding, let's break down this game into simpler elements. Let's talk about the various elements that are here, and then we can give step-by-step instructions to create all these. All right. Okay. So you go to Pong game. Okay. So what are the different objects you see in this game?
Ball,
Yes. What is the shape of the ball object?
rectangle,
Sorry, the ball object.
wall. You can
The
say
ball. The one in the middle, here and
it
there.
is a rectangle, a square.
Yeah, that's a square, right? So there is a square-shaped ball object. And what are the other objects you see?
Rectangle slides.
Yeah. So let's call them as paddles. Okay. So there are two paddles which are in rectangular shapes, and the one paddle here is controlled by you. What about the other paddle, Ritik? How is it being controlled?
It is automatic.
Yeah, so it has been programmed to go automatically. Okay, so let's call it as a computer paddle. Okay, and the other one that you're controlling, let's call it as a player
Player
paddle.
paddle.
Okay, so there is a computer, there is a player paddle, and there is a ball. So these three are the main objects for the ping pong game. Okay, apart from these three objects, what else do you see in the game?
Score,
Yeah, scoreboard. Yes, and then.
a line between the two players.
Some dotted lines in the middle. All right. And yes, is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So let's consider these are the various elements. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll be giving step-by-step instructions in a sequential manner to create all these. So which one should we create first?
The ball.
Okay. See, before we create all these elements, no, first of all, we need a canvas. Canvas means it is the entire game area, it's the game space, or it is the background for the game. Okay. So here in this case, if you see the white background, the big square, that is a canvas. And inside that only all these objects exist. Right?
Yes.
So we need to create that canvas first, and then we can create all these objects inside the canvas. Alright?
Okay.
So shall we get started?
Yes.
Come to Whitehatjr main tab, and then you take student activity number 6, blank student activity. So we're going to use an online editor called p5.js web editor. Okay, JS for JavaScript. So here I will tell you about the different sections of this framework. Okay. So on the left side half, there is one rectangular section, right? Inside which some pre-written codes are written, like a function setup, create canvas. So that area, that space is a workspace section. That is where you will give the instructions, you will give the input. Okay. And in the right side half, there is a blank space. So that is a preview section where you will get the output. So after you complete the coding, no, you have to use the run button or the play button to see the output. So the run button is in the left side top. You see a play button, yeah. So we can use that after we complete coding. Okay. So these are the main things. We can get started, but before that, you can log in so that you can save whatever you're doing today. So on the right side, yes, log in with Google. In the bottom, you will see log in with Google. Click on that. Okay, so once you log in, it will be redirected to a default page. What you do, you close this p5.js and reopen activity 6. Okay, so yeah. So now let's go through the code that is written already, okay? And I will explain you each and everything, and then we can see the output. So can you read the code in the first line?
Function setup and
Okay. Okay, you can stop here. We can discuss the other things later. What is the meaning of function, like generally?
function means
You can just tell generally. Function means a work or a task or a process of something, right? A function of something means you tell a work of something, right? So the word function basically gives some work to the computer, a task to the computer. Okay. So what is the first function we are giving to the computer? It is a setup function. We are asking the computer to set up something initially for the game. Okay. And after the word setup, there are two round brackets, open round bracket and closed round bracket. So these two round brackets are used for indicating that it's a function. Whenever we write a function name, we have to be giving these round brackets. Only then computer will interpret that it's a function. So this is a syntax. This is a rule that we follow in coding. I guess if you had used Scratch, you would have seen these round brackets, right? For functions and all. Right. Okay. After that, do you see one open curly bracket in the same line?
Yes.
And do you see the close curly bracket in fifth line? Line number 5.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So these curly brackets, no, they indicate the start and end of the function. It indicates that function setup starts in line 1 and ends in line 5. Okay. So whatever code that we write between these curly brackets, it will come inside function setup. It will come under function setup. So now can you read the code which is written inside function setup?
Function setup.
Inside the curly brackets of function setup, what is written?
Inside first line.
See, where does the curly bracket start?
Here.
Where does the curly bracket close?
Here.
That is not, are you listening?
Yes.
You have to listen, Ritik. See, go to the tab. That is round bracket. First, immediately after setup, round brackets are given, correct?
Yes.
Why do
Is
we
the
give round
bracket is
brackets?
a curly bracket.
Yeah. So why do we use round brackets?
To indicate that it is a function.
Exactly. Now, where is the open curly bracket?
Here.
And where is the closed curly bracket?
Here.
Why do we use curly brackets?
To set up.
To indicate start and end of the function. To tell that function setup starts there and ends in line 5.
Yes.
Okay. So between these curly brackets, you can write any set of instructions that will happen for setup. That will happen as a part of function setup. Okay.
Okay.
Now read the code which is written inside function setup. I mean between the curly brackets of function setup. Read that.
Create canvas.
Exactly. Create canvas. Okay, stop till here. Do you remember what is a canvas in the game? I told you what is a canvas in the game.
It's a white thing behind.
Okay, so the background or the game area or the game space.
Yes.
So we are asking the computer to create that canvas for the game. And creating a canvas is also a function, which is why round brackets are given after create canvas. And inside that, two parameters are there, two values are there, 400, 400. So can you guess what these values indicate?
Length, breadth.
Yes. It indicates the dimensions, the size of the canvas. So first value is for breadth and second value is for height. Okay. So the canvas is going to be 400 pixels wide and 400 pixels long. So it's going to be a square, basically, a big square. Okay. Since the width and height are given as same. Now let's go to the next function. What is the next function you see?
Draw.
Okay. Right. So here also round brackets are given to indicate that it's a function, and curly brackets are given to indicate start and end of function. Okay. Now, what do you see inside function draw? Read the code which is written inside function draw.
Rectangle.
Yes. So the rect code is used for drawing a rectangle or even a square inside the canvas. Okay. So there are 4 parameters given here, 200, 200, 100 and 100. So we will see this, we will experiment and see these values one by one. You will understand, okay? So till now, let's run the output and see, let's run the program and see the output. Click on the play button. So what do you see in the output?
Square.
Only one square?
A square and a background.
Yes, we have a canvas which is the dotted outer square, and inside that canvas we have one small square. So how did we get this small square? Which line of code has drawn this small square?
This rectangle 200.
Yes, exactly. That one only. Now let's start experimenting with all these 4 values and see what happens when we change them. Okay. So you start with the first value. First value is 200, right? You decrease that value. You decrease it to 100 or 80, 70. You can give any number, and you can click on the play button. to see what is the change in output. What is the change?
It slightly changed when I changed the size.
What changed?
The size of the square,
Bigger or smaller?
smaller.
No. Decrease it again. Decrease that first value again and observe properly. It's 90. Decrease it to 10. No, don't use enter key. Backspace. Backspace it. Backspace it. Give 10 as the first value, not 210. Yes. Hmm.
It
What is
has the
happening?
same size.
Okay. What is happening? What is changing when you're changing the value?
It is moving
The
from
position is changing,
its
right?
position is
Towards
changing.
which side did it change the position?
Left side.
So when you decrease the value, what will happen? The position will change to the left side.
Side.
Okay. What will happen if you increase the first value? Check that. Increase the first value. So you can give 200 or 250. You can give any number. Now?
It has come to the right position.
Exactly. So when you're changing first value, what's happening? The position is changing towards the left or towards the right?
Left.
Correct. Both. If you decrease, it will go to left. If you increase, it will go to right.
Right.
It's happening with both ways. So have you studied about horizontal and vertical direction in school?
Yes.
Okay. See, you come to Whitehatjr Junior main tab. So basically, the position of the square is changing in this direction, right?
Yes.
Left to right or right to left. So what direction is this? Is this horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal.
Exactly, very good. So first value indicates the change in position along horizontal direction. Alright? And have you studied about x-axis and y-axis in graph and all?
Data handling.
Sorry?
In data handling, I have studied
Data handling.
x-axis
Okay.
and y-axis.
So you're familiar with what is x and what is y, right?
Yes.
So which axis will be there along the horizontal direction?
Y.
No, x. So what you do, open a new tab. Take a new tab and type x-axis and y-axis and just take a reference. You will remember. It's quite natural to get confused. Just click on x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
So what is it along horizontal direction?
Yes. X is in horizontal
Yes.
direction.
Yes. So now get back to p5.js web editor. So the first value, first parameter indicates the x-axis positions, the horizontal positions. If you want to change the position to left or right, you can make use of the first value, the x-axis value. Are you clear with first one?
Yes.
Shall we move to the second value now?
Okay.
Decrease the second value and check what happens. What happened?
It has moved upwards.
Yes. What will happen if you increase it? Increase the second value and see what happens.
It has
Now,
moved downwards.
so what direction is this and what axis is this? The second value.
It is y-axis.
Exactly. Y-axis and vertical direction.
Yes.
Correct. So second value indicates the y-axis positions. If you want to move it up and down, you can make use of second value, the y-axis or vertical positions. So first and second value are only for changing the position. First value for x-axis, second value for y-axis. So are you clear with first and second values now?
Yes.
So what you do before going for the third value, you bring that square back to the center. It's in the bottom corner. You give the same 200 and 200 as x and y positions in the first and second values and bring it back to the center.
200, 200.
Yeah, first value also you change it as 200. Click on the play button. Okay, now let's go for the third value. Change the third value and check what changes.
The size has changed.
Nice. Okay. So when you take the size of a rectangle or square, two things are there: width and height. Which one has changed here, width or height?
With
Exactly. Third value is used for changing the width. Okay. Now change the fourth value and see what happens. Hmm.
it has become a square.
Okay. See, third value is used for changing the width. What about the fourth value? What will it
Length,
change? Sorry?
length.
Exactly. The length. Okay. Are you clear with all the four parameters now? The four
Yes.
values? Can you recall once before we actually experiment? So
Um,
start with the first value. Yeah.
Start with the first value.
First value indicates what?
X and Y axis.
First value x and y both.
X axis.
Second value.
Y axis.
Okay.
Yes. Third value width.
Okay.
And fourth value is length.
Very good. So let's use this rect code in order to draw all the three main objects that we saw in the Pong game. So what were the three main objects that we saw in the ping pong game?
Um, a player paddle and a computer paddle.
Yes, yes. And
A dotted lines between them.
no, lines, no, they are just stationary. We are just going to create three main objects which are moving. The paddles and the ball, right? Computer
Ball.
paddle, player paddle, and ball. These are the three main objects. Line and all we can draw later. Okay, so let's complete these three first. Alright. So which object are you going to draw first? The paddles or the ball?
The ball.
Okay. So right now you have one square, but it's quite big. It doesn't look like the ball in the game, right? So you change the size of it. You change width and height and make it look like the ball. And if you want any reference to see the game, you can come to Whitehatjr Junior and you can take student activity. Yeah, student activity 4. So you just refer the size of the ball and then you can adjust the width and height accordingly here. Go on.
Um,
Okay. Doing 20.
it
Yes, you
has
can
changed.
decrease it a little more, 15 or 10. 15 should also be fine. All done. Good. And what about the position? Is it in the right position?
It is in the center.
Yeah. So it is the same in the game also, right? Okay. So now what is the next object we can draw?
Player paddle and computer paddle.
Which paddle are you going to draw first?
Player paddle.
Okay. So you come to the next line. In line 9, you have written this rect code. In the next line, you click on the next line and type another rect code.
Which line? This line.
Yeah. Number 10. Just yes. You can type RBCT, rect, and then you can give the four parameters for the player paddle. Give round bracket, open round bracket, shift. Yeah.
And should give number.
Hmm. Yes, ma. X-axis value, Y-axis value, width and height for the player paddle. So you can, if you are confused, you can give some random four values and check what it's looking like, and then you can adjust. So first change the size of it. Position you can do it later. First change the width and height. Make it look like the paddle in the game.
Um,
See, what is the shape of the paddle? Can you tell me that?
Rectangle.
Sure. Will you give same width and same height for a rectangle?
No.
Hmm. If you give same width and height, it will become a square. First, take reference of the paddle. See how it looks like. It has a very small width. It's very thin.
Mm, height, I can give. Can we give 75?
Okay, try. Make it thinner. Change the width first. Make it thinner. I guess this is fine. Make it a little longer. 78 you have given. You can give 80 or 85.
Mm,
Does it look like the paddle in the game?
yes.
Okay, right. So the size is ready. What about the position? You told you're going to draw the player paddle.
Paddle.
So player paddle is where is the position of the player paddle in the game?
Y-axis.
Along x-axis. Along the
I-axis.
x-axis, where is it?
Here.
In the right corner.
Right
Correct.
corner. Yes.
So you change the x-axis value and take it to the right corner.
But this is x-axis.
Okay. Increase it further to okay, take it to the right. What is the size of the canvas?
Size of the canvas 400 and 400.
400. No, entire width is only 400 only. So you keep the values below 400 to keep it inside the canvas. Increase it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, looks good. Now, along the vertical direction, along the y-axis, I want you to keep it in the middle. Can you do that?
Middle.
It will go up if you decrease. If you want to bring it down, you have to increase. Okay.
Yes.
Give 160.
160. Yes.
I think it should be fine. Great. Now, what is the next object you're going to draw?
Computer paddle.
Go to the next line. Type it.
Meet 200. Come on.
You have given a dot after the second
Oh,
one.
God.
What object are you drawing now?
Rectangle.
A paddle, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go on. Give the width and height accordingly. Already you have drawn one paddle. You take reference of that and it can. What is it? See, both the paddles have same size. Am I correct?
Yes.
Already you have completed to draw one
Oh,
paddle.
sorry.
What is the size you have given for it? Now change the position. Take it to the left corner. Still more. Okay.
Up
Yes. It should be fine.
and moving it up.
Yeah. Change the y-axis. See, along the y-axis, already you have placed the right side paddle in the middle. What is the y-axis value you have used to place it in the middle?
160.
You can use the same 160 to place it in the middle. It is common only.
Yes.
Alright? Um, make it 10. Just give the value 10. I'm not sure
For
if it's
this,
symmetrical. Yeah, x-axis value. I've given 15. Make it 10 or 12. 10 should be so much. What do you think? Is it
um,
symmetrical on both the sides?
yes,
Hmm. All right. So now we have all the three main objects for the ping pong game, right? So
yes.
next, let's make all these objects to move. Okay. So right now all these are in their fixed positions. So let's observe how they are moving in the game. Go to the pong game. So let's start with the player paddle. How is the player paddle moving in the game?
When we move the mouse,
So it is following the mouse,
yes.
right? And can you tell me in which axis, in which direction is it moving?
What?
In which axis is it moving? In which direction is it moving?
Upward direction.
Only upward. You are not able to move it downward. What axis is this?
And it is y-axis.
It is moving along y-axis,
Yes,
vertical direction, right?
yes,
Okay. So the player paddle is following the mouse along y-axis. So
yes.
okay, you come to p5.js web editor. What is the y-axis value you have given for the player paddle?
Um, 375.
The y-axis value, not
160.
x-axis.
160.
160. So right now it's in 160 fixed position. It's at only 160, but we want it to move everywhere in the y-axis along with the mouse.
Yes.
So what you do, you backspace that 160 from that, and instead you type mouse y, backspace 160, and type. There is something called mouse y. Okay, mouse, and the y you have to keep it in capital uppercase letter. So this will store all the mouse's positions along y-axis. So we have given that for the player paddle. So let's see what happens. Click on the play button and check what's happening.
Barcode like coming. It's coming.
So there are so many rectangles that are getting created here.
Yes.
What's happening? Every time you move a rectangle, you move the mouse, a new rectangle is getting created. Right? I will tell you why this is happening. See, what are the two types of functions that we have used here in the program?
What?
We have used two types of functions, right? In the code, see the code. Go to p5.js. See the code. What are the two types of functions? What are the two functions we have
Function
used
draw
here?
and function setup.
Okay, so function setup and function draw. So can you find what is the difference between these functions?
Setup is we are doing the background, and function draw is
We
drawing
are doing
the
everything inside the canvas.
objects in the
Hmm.
game.
Okay. See, the thing is that you will be able to draw your objects in the canvas, even in function setup also. You don't need function draw for that. But the main difference is that function setup is a one-time function. It will happen only in the start of the program. For example, creating the canvas is only a one-time work. Once it is created, nothing has to be done about it. It's not going to move anywhere. But what about the objects inside the canvas, like the ball and the paddles? They have to be moving every now and then. Their positions will keep changing when they are moving. right?
Yes.
So that is a repetitive process. That is not a one-time work, which is why we have not created any objects inside function setup. Function setup doesn't have the capability to do this repetitive work.
Yes.
Okay, so that is why we use function draw, which is a repetitive function. So whatever we put inside function draw will happen for repetitive for every frame for multiple times. Okay, now what's happening when we have given mouse y, every time the mouse is changing its y position, a new rectangle is getting created. That is because of the repetitive nature of function draw. So this is what is happening behind the game. So what we will do right now, we haven't given any background color. It's just a plain pixelated screen.
Yes.
Okay. So let's paint the background so that, and let's give the background function inside function draw. So that every time a new rectangle is getting created, background function also will be repetitively happen and it will hide each and every extra rectangle. Got it? So
Yes.
you type background inside this function draw, that is in line 8 you can do. Put line 8, type background there, small letters, everything should be in small. Background, open the round bracket. Okay, so now give single quotes or double quotes, that symbol, the quotation marks or the apostrophe symbol. Yes. Now you can give any color that you need as background. You can type anything. Okay. Now click on the play button and see output. Okay. So this background function is happening repetitively and it's hiding all these things behind the game. Okay.
Yes.
So did you understand till here?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we can. So till here we have completed. What are the other things that we have to complete in this game?
The ball have to move,
The ball should move. Yes, we have to make it move.
and the computer paddle has to move,
Correct. And
and the
anything else?
score,
Exactly. The score and
and
the dotted lines in the middle as you told.
yes.
So that also we need to draw. Okay, so we'll be doing that. Okay, so you save this. Go to file option, just above the play button, you'll see file option. Click on duplicate. Go to file option again and click on save. Now go to file option again and click on share. So there are 4 links here. So you take the 4th link, the edit link. Click on that link. No, not there. Click on the link here. Yeah. Okay, it's copied. Now you come to Whitehatjr main tab. Okay, in the right side above activities, do you see paste your project link? Click there, paste it, and click on add. Okay, done. No, stop sharing now.
Huh?
You can stop sharing. Stop sharing. Yeah. So, can you recall what you learned today?
I've learned to move that player
See, you can
paddle.
tell from the beginning. What is the language we have used?
Um, computer program.
What
No,
is the what is the programming language name that we use today to create game?
PSP5.
It's just an online editor, ma. It's just see. What are the language names you know? You told JavaScript, Python, and all. No, the language that we use now is JavaScript.
Yes, JavaScript.
Okay, we use JavaScript, right? And what did we create today using JavaScript?
We have created a background for the game.
We created okay the canvas. You have to tell it
Canvas.
as a canvas. All right.
Canvas, and we have created a rectangle ball, and
Rectangle ball.
yes,
Rectangular ball.
yes,
What is the shape of the ball?
rectangle, a
Are you
square.
sure? Yes, a square-shaped ball and 2 paddles, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we made one of the paddles to move along with the
Yeah.
mouse. So what did we use to make it move?
Um, Using the mouse Y.
Yes. So we just gave the mouse's Y position in the place of Y position of player paddle, so that both will be synchronous. Like wherever mouse goes, paddle also goes.
Goes.
Okay. So do you have any doubts or questions so far?
No.
So yeah. So I think you did really good today. Okay, you concentrated. You did well. So I'm giving you all the hats off. Good job, Ritik. Okay. Ritik, give me a minute. Just stay online. I'll reconnect in some time because I see there is some issue here. Okay. Yes. So we are done. Okay, for the trial class. So after this, you have to go through what you're going to learn in the course. Okay, and depending on that, you can decide if you want to join the course or not. So are your parents available now to have a
No.
word?
They have gone out.
Okay, so no one is there, no one is
Yes.
around.
Yes.
All right, so I will just give you a basic overview about what you're going to learn. All right, so you just see that after your parents get back, you can talk with them and then you can decide. All right,
Okay.
show you some slides. So I'll show you what you will be learning, what you will be building, and the milestones you're going to accomplish. Okay. So first, there are three modules now. First module will entirely be about game development. Okay. And second module will be about app development. And the last one will be about artificial intelligence, machine learning, some advanced concepts. Okay. So these are for some of the basic programming concepts you will be learning, functions. So the idea is that in every class you will learn a new programming concept and you will be applying that in the games that we are creating. Okay. So as we saw, we will be starting with a simple ping pong game. We'll be continuing to work on that as we start the course, and eventually we will go for some complex games like T-Rex Runner, multiplayer car racing game, and such things. Okay. Yeah. So initially you saw this game,
Yes.
right? So we will be doing that. After we complete the first game, you will be given a certification for game developer. Okay. Right. So we can also get to create some additional projects like these, depending on what you learn in the class. So some homework projects. And okay, app development. So these are some of the other games, as I told you, multiplayer car racing game and some shooting games. Okay, and all these. Okay, this is in the second module. So HTML, you will so first module game development will entirely be based on JavaScript language. After that, you will be learning HTML and CSS language, and then for app development, you will be learning something called React Native. Okay, and third module will be about Python programming. So this is what you're going to learn. So some of the examples for the apps that you're going to create: storytelling app, an ISS tracker, some different case studies will be given, and depending on that, we can build together. So you will be guided and you can do it. Okay. Right. So, and additionally, you will be getting quizzes after every class. You will be getting some homework projects where you can create something on your own depending on what you learned in the class. Okay.
Yes.
And capstone classes and projects, it will be like after you complete one game, no, then you will be building a similar game on your own, but under my guidance, under the teacher's guidance. Report card will be generated. So this is just a glimpse of how the report card is going to look like. So the basic parameters will be on how the creativity, concentration, and all these things, coding proficiency. So these things. That's it. So I have just given you a basic overview. So you decide later, okay?
Hmm.
Right. So do you have any questions or doubts?
No.
All right. Okay, Ratik. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.